Hi everybody, Empress Syren here. This is my Chameleon Pens demo and storage video. So first I want to show you what I have previously done with them, which whenever you use Chameleon pens you have to have it like a scribble page, what I call a scribble page, to make sure that you've got it where it will blend long enough and like stay the color that you want or blend super fast. And this was my color page for my scribble page for this stamped image that I did. And if y'all want to know what image this is, it's Lorena by Prima Julia Nutting, her stamps. And if you look at this image on her dress, I did the base layer in the Chameleon pens, and then I used some Inktense pencils and the metallic watercolor pencils by Derwent over it. And I did that on this one, and the pink one you'll see in the photo on my blog, and this blue one. And if you look at the top up here, I use that as a scribble page because I'm going to cut around her. And you kind of have to get an X-Acto knife in there to cut that piece right there out if you're going to put it on colored paper, which is what I did with the pink one. And you'll see another picture with it on a kind of a green background. It's Mermaid, I think is the color of the paper, by Basil. This is one of the digital stamps that Chameleon put out in their newsletter. Make sure you guys can see that. And I used 2 of the Chameleon pens for hair, and then these 2, this one and this, for the parts on her shirt. I haven't finished this. I need to get some toner refill for the end of some of the pins. And I have one more image. This square right here is what I used the Chameleon pens on. And this is a coloring page from one of my coloring books. If you look on the back, you can tell that it bled through. You can tell that this was also a place where I used the chameleons, only I didn't blend them. I didn't use the mixing chamber for those corners. There's another corner that's exactly the same on the other side. Whenever you use the chameleons and you use the toner refill, they blend back out. The toner makes it lighter, and it goes from light to dark instead of dark to light. So the tip of this goes inside, let's see, inside there. And if you look, you can see the little nib. And this in here has the mixing refill, well, mixing toner in it. And you touch the tip, and you have to make sure that this stays upright. And I'm going to let it go until I can tell that the nib is light. And let me see if I can get this to work, or if this is one of the ones that I need more. Yeah, I need more toner in there. Okay. Let's see if you can tell. Yeah, there's a little dark splotch on the edge, on the very end of that nib. That's because there's no toner in here. So the tip of the pen colored it. Let's see if I can find one that will actually do it. Okay. I had to go through a few of them because apparently I've used all the toner up in a bunch of them. So I found one that I haven't used a whole lot. This one is the OL3, which is the olive green. And I will show you guys. Get a different paper. Show you guys how it works. Okay. Now, for the video, I'm gonna hold it like this, but you're actually supposed to hold it like this whenever you blend. But just to show you guys what it does, I'll do this first. And I'm scribbling quite fast, and I'm doing it at an angle, which is not the way you're supposed to do it if you want to avoid streaks, especially if you're doing a big area. So you can see that. And I'm going to do it the proper way here in just a minute. But the reason that you go slow is so it can have time to soak in and kind of blend out with the rest of what you've already done. And it does look a lot smoother if you do it this way. There is also the bullet tip, which will do the exact same thing. And you can see on this part that it is a lot smoother than the streaks that I got right in here. Which, let me see if I can get that a little closer. Okay, if you look kind of in the middle, it's a lot streakier. And then the second one that I did is a whole lot smoother. And the bullet tip is for smaller areas, like if you're drawing in a smaller area. The brush tip will do bigger areas, but it will also give you brush effects if you choose to use it that way. And I like dual-ended markers. I love to use dual-ended things because you get two marker nibs in one marker, so you don't have to worry, oh, did I leave all of my brush ones at home, or did I bring the bullet ones, and or maybe I left the bullet ones and didn't bring the brush, or vice versa, whatever. Same color. And whenever you're playing with these, you should really do a few of these and kind of decide how long you need to hold the mixing chamber onto it before using it. and kind of like write a little chart out for like this length I have to hold it for 15 seconds or 20 seconds or 30 seconds. And this one was from like way over here to way over here, so it did quite a bit longer on that part. And you can use these just like regular markers. You don't have to fuse them. But they are 8.5 inches long. It's quite a bit longer than a regular distress marker as a comparison. Okay, that's 2 inches longer than this. It did not fit in the Color Keeper stand and store that I had gotten, and I will probably show that in use with the water-based markers that I have in it now. And this is the storage that I have for them now. I put all of my cool colors and my gray neutrals in this one, and then this one, because I'm getting more markers, I need the space. This is all of the warm colors and the the brown neutrals. Okay, and it has a ribbon so I can pull it off of the shelf really easy. And I don't really travel with these yet, but this is kind of made for ribbon, so it like will do this. So you can't like hold it upright and expect it not to fall out. So what I'm going to do is make like a round-ish ribbon-sized plastic to go on this end, so that I can hold it by the ribbon on this other end and take it with me where I want to go. So I can travel with them. And I do like the fact that I can kind of dig through instead of just like hunting for it and it be in one slot and having to put it back in that exact slot. I don't like having to worry about it. It works great for my thin little markers that I have in the Color Keeper, but not for these, because these things are nice and big. But I like being able to just dig for the right one. That's the black. Now if you're drawing and stuff, don't grab this one. Because if you're going to color with them later, it's going to smear this one all up. You need to grab this one. It has 2 tip sizes. I believe this is a 4mm. I covered it up on this one. And this is a 6mm. This one is the pen that you go to if you're going to draw and you want the black lines to show up. And it says detail under there. This is the detail pen. This is the only one that is not refillable, and I really, really hate that. Because this one, I would need to be refilled a whole lot more than these. Okay, because I've got empty chambers, and that will take one refill for like, I don't know, 15 different pens, which is awesome, because if you're working with Copics, you have to have a refill for every single color. This one, you get the entire blend, and you only have to refill this and then this not as often. But whenever they sent me my pens, this one, I don't know if you can see that, the cap is busted, so they sent me another one, so that made me happy. This one I have squared off the nibs. I like right at a 90-degree angle. I don't know if you can tell. Let's see if it'll show up. Come on, work. But basically it's will only draw at a 90-degree angle now, because that's how I draw with these. And so I squared this one off. So the other one, until I'm completely out of ink in this one is my Zentangle pen. The other one is for drawing at like a 45-degree angle. Which, if you stamp some images, and I'm going to use the girl as an example, you can see how there's the areas that are lighter, and they might be meant to be lighter. You can use the detail pen to color them in. And what I like to use is the Memento Tuxedo Black Dewdrop ink pad. I love miniatures. I'd rather have a miniature ink pad and just refill it a lot more often than having a full-size ink pad and having it be unwieldy, and I couldn't use it very well on my little stamps. So that's what I've got. And make sure you'll sign up for the Chameleon newsletter if you get their pens, because they will give you an image, a digital stamp that you can print out and color in, and they do that every month, along with the tips and tricks and stuff if you need to learn something new. There are a lot of YouTube videos on how to use these. These containers, I don't know if I already said it, these containers are the Edna bags by TotallyTiffany.com. So if y'all don't like the Chameleon Pens boxes that they come in, which I don't, it was just a pain for me to use, then I would suggest this. Obviously you don't have to get one, but I would suggest getting 2 of them and keeping like a colorway in this one and a colorway in this one. And I hope just 2 of these will fit all of the Chameleon markers that they have out right now. Let me grab this. What I've been doing, this is the blender pen. Let me see if it'll show up. The white one is the blender pen, the black one is the detail pen. And this blender pen, let's see, the gray stripe is the brush nib. Okay. And this one is dual tipped also. Okay. Like I said, what I've been doing is using this whenever I run out of the mixing chamber. And they give you extra nibs whenever you buy like the big pack. So if you have any more questions or comments or anything, leave them in the comments, and thanks for watching. Bye!